Greetings, everyone. I was trying to grab some faces that I normally see, and I didn't see them, so they were telling me they didn't get the notification, so I was trying to send it to them. I'm sorry.
All right. Queen Debbie, when you are ready, let us know. We'll get ourselves ready. Welcome, everyone, to Deep Dive Globally Changing Life, the platform where you want to be if you want your life to be changed in totality. Means every aspect of it. Your spiritual, your mental. Queen Debbie, if you're ready, let us know. Unmute yourself and let us know. You know, you are the boss.
Yes, sis, we are ready if you are.
Okay, let me start. You are the boss. You know? If you say go, we go. Let me.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Greetings to all our global brand ambassadors. It's such an honor seeing all the lovely faces for those who are joining us live here and those who are joining us on YouTube. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, July 18th, 2023. This is an official Onpassive webinar, and we are on Globally Changing Lives, Deep Dive. We welcome each and everyone who is here with us. We're starting the webinar officially, and we're going to call on our brother, King Dr. Derek, to play our opening tune. And please just pay attention to the nonverbal communication of the song as it plays. Over to you, Dr. Derek.
Onpassive. Onpassive, the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much. I did not know that I could read a message from just watching the clips of a music, but I just did. Now, with our CEO, with our COO, Engineer Kamal there, from those images and all the other things that you shared, we appreciate you very, very much for coming up with that. Just in case anyone did not notice that it was just a very unique era that we had him. That message was very straightforward. All right, we're moving to the next segment of our webinar, and that will be our mindset for the day. And our speaker today is the one and only Queen Sister, Dr. Tunishai Ford. Dr. T, whom we all know, is an international inspirational speaker. She's a life coach, empowerment trainer, a former TV talk show host of the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show, and she is an author of 4 books. And she also has a program that helps people during the summer, especially the young ones, during the summer called Step Up. Please let us welcome Dr. Tunishai Ford to inspire us today. We've seen her several times. That's why I just gave a brief summary of who she is, because our viewers know who she is. She's one of us, a wonderful global brand ambassador who is dedicated her life to share what she has with us. And today she'll be talking about effectively waiting for your unpassive money. And this is part 2 because she shared one earlier last week. Welcome, Dr. T. The microphone is yours.
Thank you. And thank you so much, everyone here. I really appreciate you again for giving me all of the accolades last week. I was so touched. It's such a memorable birthday for me, and I really do appreciate you all. So thank you again. Everyone that made comments in the chat, everyone, your money from Onpassive. In other words, occupying until it comes. We talked about when change comes in our lives, or when we're getting ready to anticipate a breakthrough, it can often make us feel stressful, become anxious, we feel overwhelmed. And you may say, well, that could be a good thing, because you get ready to have something happen in your life that maybe hasn't happened before. So you go through different changes, but you want to be able to go through these different changes effectively so that you can have the outcome that you want to have. So allow me at this time to just do a recap of what I shared with you all last week. These are tips that I shared with you all last week. So you can take these notes down if you want to, if you may have already taken them down, but I want to do a recap before I go into part 2. The first one was to start or continue to pray for guidance for your life purpose. Pray for your life's purpose and how the Onpassive money will play a role in that. That is so important. How is Onpassive going to play a role in your money and your purpose that God has for you? That's so important. The money and the purpose needs to go together. So begin to pray and ask God for guidance for that. The second tip I said was, please, is to watch your confessions. Begin to speak positive affirmations over your life. Begin to speak positively. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So begin to speak life into your situation. Don't dwell on the negative. There's a great change coming. Things are about to happen and break through for your life. So begin to focus on those things. Begin to speak life into your existence. Begin to have positive affirmations and confirmations in your life. The third one was to start or continue to pray for Mr. Asmund Farah and his family and his team. That is so important. Do not take it for granted, everyone, that everything is going to be fine. We're getting closer to that breakthrough. And as I mentioned to you all last week, Do not think that the enemy is just sitting back casually saying, oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to let it happen. You're talking about globally changing the lives of not just the 1.4 million brand ambassadors and founders, but every one of these people will touch. We're talking about getting rid of poverty and lack. We're talking about giving people a life that they've never ever dreamed of before. So don't think that he's idly sitting by just going to allow that to happen. So begin to undergird Mr. Ashmafara and his family and his team. Begin to pray for him and make sure that's something you do daily. The next one is to stay engaged and watch videos on YouTube, whether the Dream Team, the Deep Dive, and other videos are out there on YouTube. This whole week, I've been doing nothing but just watching videos on Onpassive. And I've been so encouraged. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we are so close. I would not be surprised if we don't have money in our wallets, at least by September. I'm believing before that. But at least by September, I am trusting God that we'll be able to pull monies out of our wallets, at least by the first week in September. That's my confession. That's what I'm going to believe, and I'm going to stick with that. And the next one is to declutter your home. If your house is cluttered, how can you think? How can you be creative? How can you focus on good things when your house is out of order? Not just your personal life, but I'm talking about your physical house. There may be rooms in your house that may be cluttered with all kinds of things you know you shouldn't be doing. Your laundry may be piling up. You may have mail that you haven't opened up yet. There might be a room with all this stuff in a corner that you haven't sorted through. Begin to get your physical home in order. So when you get your money from Onpassive, that would not be one of your concerns. And the last one is begin to organize your life and prioritizing and creating a balance. That's the last tip that I gave you last week. So now I want to go through the last tips for the day, the part 2. This is so important. Every time I speak to you, I've always mentioned something to you. I don't know if you took it to heart. I don't know if you're going to do this, but I want to just encourage you. One of the tips that I want to give you is to start creating a vision board, a dream board. Begin to put that in place. I'm going to tell you that truly works. I remember years ago, I took a workshop on creating a dream board. And this is about the law of attraction. We all have heard of the law of attraction, right? When you begin to visualize, whenever you can conceive and you can visualize it and you believe it, you're going to draw those things to you. A vision board is something that you use. You can use a photo album. You can use a poster board. You cut out pictures. You can use words. But whatever you want to use, you can put it on your computer. If you're real computer savvy, put it on your computer. Okay, make a vision board on the computer. But I want to encourage you to create a vision board, a dream board. Even our step-up students, all of you know that we're doing step-up with our kids this summer. We are going to do an exercise with them. We're going to teach them how to dream big, how to take pictures and words and put it on their poster board and begin to visualize themselves, even as being 15, 16-year-olds, begin to visualize themselves being entrepreneurs, the things they want to achieve in life, be it the material things, the social things, even as far as being married to the right person. So right now, while we're waiting on Onpassive, do something fun. Create a vision board. I promise you, you will not regret it. It's going to give you insight. When you begin to see these things live, in color, you're going to be so encouraged. You're going to be able to just hold on in there. Because right now, like I told you all last week, I don't know where you all are. Some of you may be facing something that, you don't want to talk about. It may be very dire. You know what I'm saying? But when you create a vision board, then you see things in another perspective because it gives you a sense of hope. So ladies and gentlemen, don't take that lightly. I would encourage you to please create a vision board. The next tip I want to give you is to work on the projects that you've been putting off. Let me say that one again. Work on the projects that you've been putting off. Some of you have projects that you have put on, you have procrastinated. You know you need to do it. You know you want to do it, but you put it off. Why? Because you have been waiting on Onpassive. You've been stressed out. You've been feeling anxious. You've been feeling overwhelmed, okay? Take your eyes off of Onpassive. Like Mr. Ash said, that's not your business. When they bring it to fruition, when they tell you to go to your back office and buy the packages, they'll let you all know. But in the meantime, take care of what you need to take care of. Let Mr. Ash take care of what he's going to take care of, and you take care of what you're taking care of. So those projects that you've been putting off. It might be starting a book. Don't worry about it being published right now. Just start writing the book. Some of you may need to write a business plan. You may want to ask Old Bless to help you with a project. Guess what? They want to see a business plan. You can't just say, "Well, I want to apply for this and get this much money for this." No, they want to see that in writing. That's called a business plan. They want you to tell them line by line, section by section, why do you want this money? Okay, so begin to work on that. If you have a business plan that you want to work on, begin to work on that business plan. Whatever that project may be, whatever you've been putting off, begin to start on that right now. Begin to work on that. That will take up your time. The next one is to read or continue to read biographic books or self-help books. That is so encouraging. Begin to read books on other people who have gone through from trials to triumph, how they made on changes in their lives. It's not just about Onpassive. We're talking about anything that you may be going through right now. You're going to just apply. Right now, this message is about Onpassive, but anything that you may be waiting on, a breakthrough in other areas of your life. Read books of other people's triumphs. Read how they struggled and how they came through it, and the things and the principles that they use to overcome the different challenges. Even my book, the book I have written, this is a concept. I take you step by step of the different challenges that I had, almost near-death experiences. Okay, I went through all that. And as I went through that, there were certain principles that I learned. That's a good book you may want to start with trying to read. It's out there on Amazon. It's also out there on Ludo. I believe that Tony Antoinette Coleman put it in the chat the other time last week. You can get my book whenever you want to. It's out there. But begin to read books on authors who you know, who you maybe admire, who have gone through certain challenges that will help you as you effectively wait on your money from Onpassive. And the next one is begin to read spiritual literature, the Bible, the Quran, whatever it is that you want to read. Begin to read spiritual literature. You want to start putting those things, feeding your spirit man, not just the physical, not just your soul, but you want to be able to read to be able to feed that spirit man. Because right now, as you're waiting effectively for your change, you want to make sure you have that relationship with God. I always talk about that. Having that relationship with God. Therefore, reading the word, reading things that pertain to God, because that helps you wait effectively. One of the things I like to do is I have my Bible that I read, scriptures that I read every day. And there's a scripture, I have a Bible that I read different scriptures in the Bible. It starts with the Old Testament, then it goes into the New, Proverbs, Psalms. That's what I like to do. And then I also like to listen to my Bible. I have on my phone, I listen to the oral Bible. I also do that too. And spiritual music, put on spiritual music. That's uplifting. Anything that's going to feed that spirit man, begin to do that while you're waiting on your money from Onpassive. Don't take God out of the equation. While you're waiting, begin to allow him to minister to you. Hear that still, quiet voice. And you begin to hear his voice and begin to understand his plan when you spend time in his word. When you begin to spend time reading spiritual things that will begin to just feed that spirit man and give you life and to give you encouragement. And then the last one, well, actually, it's not the last one, it's the one before the last one. But the number 12 is to continue or start taking care of yourself to improve your health in your body, soul, and spirit. That is so important. Don't slack up on that. I know sometimes when we become overwhelmed, we become stressed, and we become anxious, we forget about taking care of ourselves. We forget about that. We forget about that self-care. That should be priority. Don't neglect self-care. Begin to just, focus on meditating, focus on eating right, focus on getting some exercise and moving your body. I've said this several times. This is also one of the tips that I want to give you all right now. While you're waiting for that transition, while you're waiting on that breakthrough, begin to take care of yourself, body, soul, and spirit. I cannot begin to say that enough. Every time I speak, for the most part, I put that in there. I am reiterating that. Because we have to take care of ourselves. We do not want to be sick. One of the things that a lot of speakers have said, if you're sick, I don't care how much money you have. You don't want to spend your money on trying to be well. Stay well now Start now focusing on self-care. Start now taking care of what you eat, or being mindful of what you put in your body, being mindful how you exercise, being mindful of what you put in your head and in your heart. Be mindful of those things now. So when you get the money, that won't be an issue. That'll be a habit that you'll already be doing. These are tips that I'm giving you so that you can effectively wait. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is so close. I am so encouraged right now. When every time I wake up in the morning and I thank God for everything that's going on with Onpassive, I know it's going to come to fruition so soon. It's right at the door. It might be days. It might be a few weeks. It might even go into the next month. But whenever it's come, we are closer now than we've ever been. I want you to begin to apply these of Jabez. That's in 1 Chronicle, chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. And it goes like this, for those of you who may not know it, or for those of you who may know it. But I want to encourage you to say this prayer daily. Put it on your wall. Put it on your mirror. Begin to recite this prayer over your own life and your family. It goes like this. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. What is God doing? God wants to enlarge your territory. He's giving you vision. He's giving you purpose, okay? He says he wants to enlarge your territory. Then he says that your hand would be with me. You want God's blessings upon your life. You want God to put his hand on your life. You want him to cover you. Take away anything that's hindering you from going forth. Let his hand be upon your life. And then he goes on to say that no evil may befall me. He says that enlarge my territory, let your hand be with me, that you would keep me from evil. We don't want the evil one prevailing in our lives. Okay? He says that I may not cause pain. He says, I don't want to cause pain. And I put my little 2 cents in there so that, and I don't want to cause pain, but I don't want to feel pain either. So I'm going to say that prayer again. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain nor feel pain. And God granted his request. Ladies and gentlemen, God wants to grant this request. God has given us Onpassive. He's given us this breakthrough. Let's take that and utilize it. But in the meantime, while we're waiting effectively, let's begin to put the tips that I have given you all. Apply it daily so that you can see when your breakthrough comes in, you'll be able to handle it with care. Again, remember, money has a personality. Money is a living entity. You can use it for good, or you can use it for the wrong thing. It can overwhelm you to the point where it can destroy you. I don't want to leave you on a negative, but you don't want to allow money to overtake you. You don't want money to control you. You want to control it. This is the reason why you want to apply this prayer that I've just shared with you, and you also want to apply the tips. So let me do a recap again of the different things that you want to apply to your life. This is part 2. These are the tips again. Number 2, part 2, number 7 is to create a vision board. Begin to create a vision board. The next one is working on the project that you've been putting off. Whatever you've been putting off, begin to start doing that. The next one is begin looking, and okay, I left one out. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I left one out. I'm going a little fast here. This is very important. Begin looking and planning for financial counsel. All right. I remember when Dr. John taught this last week, he talked about a financial planner. Begin to look for a financial planner right now. Begin to build a relationship with someone right now. I want to tell you a story. This is true. My sister, who is several years older than me, in fact, she's a generation older than me, she always used a financial planner. And I never understood why she put so much stock in that. She never made any major decisions unless she consulted with her financial planner. And I believe that Dr. John did an excellent job last week and the week before that, sharing with us the importance of understanding how our money works and what we should be doing with it. Begin right now, while we're waiting for our monies from Onpassive. Begin to right now If you don't already have a financial plan, if you don't have one right now, find one. I would suggest that you start with your local bank. You can start right there. You can go to your bank and go to the manager, introduce yourself. If you haven't already done that, let them know that you're going to be getting a windfall. If you want to share Onpassive, that's a good place to start. Let them know that you're going to be having residual income coming in, and you're looking for different avenues in which to save your money and show them, and the money will grow. And so that you'll be able to leave a legacy, a financial legacy for your family. So again, begin to right now look for a financial planner. Begin to build a relationship with that person right now as you begin to wait. Okay, I think I covered them all now. I do apologize for that. So let me go over them now. Let me go over now the last part of these to do a recap. You're going to create a vision board. Then you're going to work on that project you've been putting off. Then you're going to begin to look for a financial planner and build a relationship with that person. You're going to read or continue to read biographical books. Okay, you're going to read spiritual literature. You're going to continue to start and care for yourself to improve your health in body, soul, and spirit. And the last one, you're going to pray the prayer of Jabez. Begin to apply this prayer to your life. And I promise you, when you apply this prayer and you begin to apply these tips, you are going to be able to wait effectively. And when the money is coming to your hand, you're going to be a happy camper. I promise you that. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you. Thank you. Every day you speak to us, it's like the first time you're speaking to us. It's like the first time you're inspiring us. You always have something new to keep us for the entire couple of days before we get to hear you again. And today about this, the topic that you chose to share today, effectively waiting for the unpassive money. I tell you, one thing that I got from the 6 points you share is to pray. Mm-hmm. And I believe if I pray that prayer, it will guide me to be able to follow all the other things of what you share. So I will start prioritizing it in that way. And we're all very different. We take things differently, but I will start with a prayer and ask for guidance and as to how to arrange them in any order that God will reveal them to me. We appreciate you. And at this stage, I would say this is time if you have any question or any observation to share or any anything to share with Dr. T, please, this is the right time to raise your hand and share it before we proceed. Thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. Welcome, sis, and thanks for everything you do.
You know, I would say something, right? When Dr.
If you didn't say something, I would have called you too.
Oh, man. Dr. T, Dr. T. First of all, I want to greet each and everyone. I want to thank each and everyone coming here. Thank you all for coming. Something that Dr. T said, it makes me to smile. As you all know, I always talk about waking up. When you wake up in the morning, you thank your Heavenly Father. When you go out and you're coming back, you thank Him. When you're eating, you thank Him. Oh, yes. And I noticed that she really loves God. She does. Thank you so much, because it is important. I know that we don't have to force people to pray.
Right.
We don't have to. I know in this country, you don't have to. But it is really good to teach our children. It is very important. And I just want to acknowledge you. I would say astonishing presentation. Thank you so much. And this thing that you said we should continue to take care of ourselves. I think you're 100% correct. I will do that. I will do that. I will take care of myself. Dr. Derek, I will. Anyway, and I believe you guys, there are a lot of people who don't know. They don't really know how to take care of their finance. I believe you guys must have listened to Dr. T. It is very important. I know I can take care of my money, but a lot of people cannot. So please listen to what Dr. T has said. And I just want to say thank you so much. Our Father in heaven. You guys know that our CEO loves God, right? The force talks to him all the time. And that is why he does not play. This is the only CEO that I've ever seen who focus onto the Lord. And that is why he is blessed. He is blessed. You see what I mean? Our CEO is blessed. Anyway, I love you guys. Let me be quiet at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Penny. We love you too. We love you very, very, very much. Wow, I see a hand up, and I'm going to call her to put her camera on. This is one of our sisters that I was trying to send something to her. She was with the Niger Forum in Nigeria, but she's now in Chicago. Queen Sister Motlin, we welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight. Let me unmute you. You can unmute yourself. And Pastor Paul introduced her to me.
I appreciate all the leaders in the house tonight. You guys are doing a great job. You know, you guys are not tired. You guys are not relenting. You guys are not discouraged. And I pray that the grace of God will continue to keep us and see us to the very fruits of this labor. In Jesus' name. I want to appreciate Dr. T for this encouraging and inciting, you know, and we're praying that our expectations will not be cut short. We trust God, and we know our CEO is doing a great job, and we're praying for him. I tell you, all our spirit, soul, and body is in this, and we have worked so hard over the years, and we are sure that it will come to fruition, and we are not relenting. We are trusting God. Even though some of us might be discouraged, you know, the delay is getting so into some of us. We thought by now we should have been reaping the fruits of this labor, but, you know, nevertheless, we know that we would get there. I want to appreciate this talk tonight. You mentioned some items that I want to just look at for us to take care of ourselves. We must be alive to be able to enjoy the fruits of this labor. So we must take care of ourselves. You know, and you also talked about praying. We're praying. We are trusting God. This company would come to stand, and it will be the toast of the moment for the whole world by His mercy. You also talked about, you know, putting our projects. You know, we keep working. Just keep working. Don't just relent. We keep putting some things together. If we have projects, begin to dust them and begin to put them, you know, in perspective, so that when we start, you know that you're good. You're good to go. You know, and you also talked about taking care of ourselves medically and all of that, exercising, reading books, because when you don't read, your brain dies. So we must keep reading. And I like that book that was introduced on the platform. I'm going to go look for it. And I'm going to go look for it and start to take some tips from that. I want to really appreciate you tonight. You really inspired me, and you woken some things, you know, up in me also. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you, Queen Debbie. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Appreciate you joining today. And I'll make sure every week I send you all the...
Thank you. Thank you. I endeavor to. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I want to welcome, she wrote a message in the chat, Queen Sister Kushbu from Nepal. With the time difference, she's here with us. Queen Lily, can you... I don't know. Queen Lily, can you give me a chance to just call on Queen Kushbu just because of the time difference?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You are an angel. Thank you. You know that, but I still have to remind you. You know that. Sister Kushbu, you're welcome. If you can please just say a few words before we move on to Queen Lily. Sister Kushbu, let me see where she is again. Sister Kushbu, if you could raise your hand, it'll be here. Oh, I have no option to unmute. Raise your hand so we can easily see you. Please.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Debbie, Queen Benny, Dr. Derek. May I audible?
Yes,
and
you are.
Dr. T. Ford. Such a wonderful lesson. Such a wonderful lesson. I join after some time when you are on point 2 or 3. Just yes, we should have thankful to God, Almighty God. We should have thank you for our food. We should have thank you for everything God give us. And this habit make us so understanding and so calm and so peace. And yes, money management is also a good thing. So we all should have to prepare ourselves. We can't manage our money in one day, but when we practices and when we consistently practice, we can manage it in a good way. So in the Onpassive family, we all are learning different session, different thing, different topic, and just we all are united and very wonderful session. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Kushbu. We appreciate you joining us today. I know you join us when your schedule permits, and with the time difference, you were able to make it. We appreciate you, and we thank you for your contribution as well. Please stay with us, and please come again. All right. Queen Sister Lily, my angel, thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Thanks for this beautiful smile.
You're quite welcome. I would just like to say good evening to everyone, good night, good morning, wherever you are located. Dr. T, you always either confirm or you give me new information, and I like that. One of the things that when you talk, I always think of something biblical. And when you start talking about waiting, I thought about Isaiah 40 and 29. And it says, even the youth shall faint and the weary and the young men shall utterly fall. But this is a part I like. But they that wait
upon the Lord,
shall renew their strength. And when I come to this platform, I am always renewed.
Yes.
By you, by Queen JW, by Dr. Patient, Dr. Derek, Dr. Benny, Queen Debbie, Queen Bridget, and all of you all who've taken a part and felt that it was not robbery to share with us and to help us on this journey. So as I began to wait, I also thought about when I first became a supervisor, one of the things that I wanted to do is to make sure that I get the employees to the high salary that I could get them to. And in the process, we had to wait. I remember the first person came to me and she said that she wanted to be like me and she wanted to make this and she wanted to make that. When I looked at her resume, I felt that she needed some more education. So I said, what we're going to do is we're going to wait until you get your degree and then we're going to move forward. And in 2 years, she got her BS degree because she already had some education. Well, long story short, before I retired, I had her at a 6-figure. I had many others at higher, but we had to wait in the process. So waiting for Ash does not bother me. That does not bother me waiting for him because, as I said, we know that we got to wait. And it may not come when we want it, but whenever he announces it's going to be on time.
There you go.
It's going to be on time. So I just say thank you so much. And I will continue to learn. And thank you for the affirmation that you have given us. Thank you so much. Back to you, Debbie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Lily. Oh my goodness. I wish all the supervisors I had growing up were like you. I wish you were one of them. But I'm glad that you had people who did benefit from your experience and your expertise. You are a blessing, not just to them that you worked with, but to us on this and other forums that we join with you in this Onpassive movement. And guess what? I don't think this is the end. More is to come. So let's keep our fingers crossed for the next thing coming up. And we're going to stick together to make sure that we continue to empower others with the knowledge that you acquired from your previous works of life. Okay. All right. Over to you, Dr. T. I was going to say something, but your hand is up.
I just wanted to say this before we move on. This was one of the reasons why I decided to do this topic, because I realized that there are people who may be anxious, they may be feeling overwhelmed, and they may feel like, wow, we waited so long. And that's why I made the statement that, this is Mr. Ash's business, and, I believe him. I trust him. I believe him. I listen to a lot of the videos, and I look at the ones that he's on. He's sincere. I don't believe this is a scam. I don't. I don't believe that. I mean, I have the utmost esteem for all of you, even here on Deep Dive, and that's from the heart. I'm not trying to burden anybody. I'm telling you from my heart. I have the greatest esteem for Dr. Derek, Patient, Dr. Benny, Queen Debbie, all the other leaders. I have the JW. I have the greatest esteem for all of you. And I wouldn't be coming here. If you look at my record, I've been with you guys every week. I may not be speaking every week, I speak one day after week, but I'm here because I believe in what you're doing. And I am so appreciative that you've allowed me, little old me, that's how I look at little old me, to even share. I really do appreciate that. You think enough of what I say as something valuable, because I think the world of all of you, because you all are great in my eyes. You all are great in my eyes. Every one of you on this platform who take time out of your busy schedules to join us every week, you're great in my eyes. And I believe that when these monies are released, that we are going to have an impact. We're going to be world changers. You know what I'm saying? And it starts right here with starting the family that we have. We're a family. We are a family. And that's my testimony, and I'm sticking with that. Okay? So thank you so much for allowing me to share. But I wanted to do this particular topic because I know that we all are at different places. Some may be having some financial woes. Some may be having some physical woes, whatever it may be. But I promise you, and you all know that, it's coming. One day, you're going to go in your back office, and the packages are going to be there, and you're going to be able to buy them, and you're going to be so excited. Then next, you're going to be able to download your money and put it in your regular bank account, and it's going to be coming every single month. And that's something to be joyous about. That's something to be joyous about. So again, apply the tips that I taught you, and there's so many more. There's so many more, but let's just start right here. Let's start right here. Put God first, and I promise you, everything is going to be all right. I just wanted to say those few things. Thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, everything is going to be all right. I hope we'll play that during after party, Dr. Derek. We have to make note of it. Well, that takes us to the next segment of our webinar. Thank you for closing what you just started, Dr. T. So, Dr. Derek, we have to thank you for giving each and every one of us the opportunity to be here, not just share with you, but you sharing with us as well. And without you, we wouldn't even be here. We appreciate you making this available to us every Tuesday and every Thursday. And I know that we have something else cooking up. Well, the Onpassive way. Oh my goodness. But before we proceed, Dr. Derek, you want to share something about Dr. Tunishai's? All right. So I was just talking about the Onpassive way. And I want to appreciate this one person who always helps us standing from one webinar to another, and helping us not just with what we need to do for our Onpassive journey, but giving us the tools, the right tools, to stay on it, be it the artificial intelligence tools, be it the teaching aspect of artificial intelligence, or the healthy aspect of our lives. Dr. Derek is always there for us. I personally thank you, and I know a lot of us here are grateful for what you do to support us in our daily lives. I just see you put something about the set of computers that will help us way in advance, so that even if we do not have the money, we can start saving now. Are we ready to start saving towards purchasing the right computer at the right time? If not, now you have been well informed, and hopefully by that time you will get it and you know who to go for assistance if you do not find that message that was sent out today by Dr. Derek on the right type of computer to get for each and every global ambassador. And they all vary significantly. I'm sure Engineer Bridget and Dr. Benny can also help in that regard in case time comes. But at this point, I'll stop ranting. Thank you again, Dr. T. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Dr. Derek and Queen Bridget and Dr. Benny. Thank you, Dr. Derek.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our global ambassadors here, and also those that are viewing on YouTube and will be viewing on YouTube, because it is also recorded live on YouTube. So thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. And most definitely, thank you very much, Queen Debbie. That was awesome. Really appreciate that also. I have to say, Queen Lily, oh my goodness, anytime you speak, I am always in awe. I really need you to maybe consider doing a presentation, because you have the amount of wisdom that you have with experience. None of us don't reach there yet. Yes, I mean, each one teach one. So yes, and I understand that. But I know that you have a wealth of knowledge and information there in that lovely, beautiful brain of yours. 14 billion brain cells plus. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Lily. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Queen Dr. Tunishai. Oh my goodness. Effectively waiting for your money from Onpassive. And that's a good way to wait. Although really and truly I'm not waiting. I'm getting more value. And that is what we need to look at, the value that we are getting in Onpassive already. A lot of us not seeing the value that we are already getting. But people, we are getting so much value that, you know, I'm telling you, I feel so good. I feel so good with especially all the talent and all the beauty and all the lovely people that are here that I see since I am in Onpassive. It is second to none. This is definitely my family. This is definitely my family. And I thank you all very, very much. Really appreciate it. But let me say sorry to Madeline and others that think that there is a delay. There's no delay, right? If you set a time and other people set a time and other founders set a time and even Ashmafara might hint at a time, there's no delay. There is no delay. Everything is happening at the right time, at the right pace, and in the right process. Because process is very, very important. Very important. And no woman on the planet that I know of, even if them induce labor, That child not going to come out until a child ready. that baby not going to come out until that baby ready to come out. All right? You could have induced labor a little more. That baby not going to come out before the time it's supposed to come out. All right? And that's why some women are in labor for 3 days and 3 weeks and all them things. Oh my goodness, 3 weeks. Maybe not so long, but anyway, you understand, you catch my drift. All right? So let Onpassive unfold and be delivered natural childbirth. No induced labor, no, cause problem also. And when you induce labor with children, sometimes they come out with problems. All right, so let us wait for that natural childbirth. Just like myself, I just pop out. Nobody need to slap me. So I was born ready, right? Nobody need to slap me. Nobody need to shake me. Nobody need to do anything of that sort, right? Because as my mother ready and the doctor said push, I was out crying down the place long time. Born ready. All right? So when you're ready, you're ready. All right? When you're ready, and when Onpassive is ready, it will be ready. I am benefiting from Onpassive. Big time. Not little time. Big time. I am benefiting from, because people think that only money, when money is involved, then you benefit. If that is the way you're still looking at Onpassive, shame on you. If you are still looking at Onpassive, that when you get money, that is when you benefit, then no. And that is what Ash Mafari has been saying for the past 3+ years now. That is why he comes to webinars and he speak and speak and speak for 3+ hours. Because most of us think that money is the most important path to wealth. No, money is not the most important path to wealth. Because if that was so, then every person that get rich, especially through lotto, the quick rich one, they would have been on top and be successful and everything. But as I always say, 90% of people that win lotto don't have anything to show. Nothing to show. And sometimes by a few months to a couple of years, nothing to show anymore. Some even end up in jail. Some end up in, dead maybe before time and all those things. So let us not focus. And this is what Ash Mafari has always been saying over and over and over and over again. Let us not focus on the money. Money is there. That is what our mindset is all about. The mindset has to do with 2 things. And Queen Debbie says this over and over and over again. The mindset has to do with 2 things. Physical, which is the money, and mental, which is the mindset. Those 2 things. That's it. That's it. That's what the mindset has to do with. So Ash Mafari over and over and over again says that the money is there. And he's working out every possible way to get us as much money as physically possible. So let us leave him to that. Because you and I cannot do any better. Because if you and I could do better, then we're only in the situation that we are in presently. So let us wait on Onpassive and Ash Mafari properly by staying engaged and involved. Because that is how it works for me. I am not waiting really because I'm already engaged and I'm involved to its totality. 300%. Enough. Plenty involved. Quick question. Did we remember when McDonald's was 1 arch? Way back in the day, McDonald's was 1 arch. and them upgraded to 2 now. But McDonald's was 1 arch way back in the day. Richard and Maurice, and just follow me with this history. I'm coming to a point. Richard and Maurice McDonald started McDonald way back in 1940. All the way back in 1940. Okay? So if you and I was waiting for a McDonald franchise in the 40s to make some money, then there was no such thing as a McDonald franchise in the 1940s to make big money as persons who purchase a McDonald's franchise today. And we're talking about almost 100 years ago since McDonald's started, and you know, you understand? Beautiful. And so in 1955, watch this now, 1940, 1955, the McDonald brothers had 7 stores. 7 McDonald store. Okay? That's it. 7 McDonald stores. And most of them, if not all of them, I think was in the California region, I think. If that is not true, don't quote me on it, please. But they had 7 stores back in 1955. So it took them 15 years. Mercy. It took them what? 15 years. 7 stores, still don't have a franchise yet. Still wasn't operating on a franchise. So if you were McDonald, Maurice, or Richard, then you would not be involved in that money making for 15 years. So we got 15 years already. And you would make no money because you are not a McDonald brother. Hey, boy. Then a little man came on the scene, and his name is Ray Kroc, right? And Ray Kroc was pushing the McDonald brothers to you know, to do other things, to, you know, speed up the process and all of that, you know. And McDonald brothers puff up them chests and no, that don't look like it going to work. So after negotiation and negotiation and negotiation, by 1960, McDonald's had about, you know, 200 plus, 220 plus restaurants, right? And Ray Kroc in 1961 bought the McDonald stores from the McDonald brothers and start to drive the McDonald franchise, because what Ray Kroc recognized is that when he's at X store, then X store do good. And Y store and Z store and A store don't do good. When he's at A store, then Z store and Y store and X store and Z store doesn't do good, don't do good. So any store he is present, that store does good business. Money good, everything good. And so no, Ray Kroc couldn't work like that. And so that is how the concept of franchising came in. And the McDonald store came with the McDonald Corporation. Well, of course, started with McDonald System Inc. and then now later known as the McDonald Corporation. And so the McDonald Corporation, which started to do franchising where people can come in, buy a McDonald franchise, run it for themselves, make money, of course, for themselves, but yes, have to pour money back to the McDonald Corporation. And that has been doing well since 1961 until today's date. Okay? And so, therefore, the McDonald franchise, or the McDonald Corporation, sorry, the McDonald Corporation even have their own university, which is Hamburger University, where you have to go to the McDonald University if you want to own a McDonald franchise. Okay? So, and so, but now, well, not now. In 2021, the McDonald are actually in approximately 100 countries with 69 million customers and 40,031 locations. Do we think McDonald's franchise, if you get into it, if you buy into it right now, you think you'll make some money? Yes, you'll make some good money if you buy into the McDonald's franchise today. If you own a McDonald's franchise today. But however, a McDonald's franchise is not 1, 2, 3. First of all, there's some initial fee like 45,000 and 22,000 and all of that fees, and you have to rent the space and all of that. So monthly rent is into that, and you have to depend on the seating, the amount of seating that you want, that come into the factor. Opening inventory, that is in the factor. Miscellaneous opening expenses, travel, living expenses, additional funds, and all of that. So anywhere from 448,000 US to 2.3 million US before you can own a McDonald's. Well, that is where the financial part is concerned. 448,000 US minimum to 2.3 million US maximum to own a McDonald's franchise. Not cheap. It's definitely not $97. Definitely, Queen Lily, not $97 to own a McDonald's franchise. But is there money in the McDonald's franchise? Yes! Some good money! And that's why people have the McDonald's franchise, because they're making some good 7-figure and 8-figure income. So even though they pay staff and pay this and pay that and pay this and pay that and pay all of that, right? A lot of persons, when they're into some money-making program, and you see them on YouTube all the while, this is the format that they normally use. After joining this program, everything click. It's so simple, yet comprehensive. The resource provided make it easy to convert deals. Only took 3 weeks to make $23,000 in revenue. Net anywhere between 10 and 15K a month. Traveling whenever and wherever and however I want. Does that sound familiar? Yes. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Because that is how they make it to look on the internet, especially on YouTube. But listen, watch how the expenses of McDonald's break down sometime. First of all, extensive business experience. You have to have that before you even apply. And you have to have the money too. But watch this. You have to have the experience as a business person. Ownership or manage of multiple business. Many of us would not qualify right there already. Management of business finances. A lot of us wouldn't be considered. Time to complete training. As I said, Hamburger University, 9 to 18 months. You don't start getting up here yet, you know. You don't start make money yet, you know. You have to do that before you own the store. Okay? You have to go and do the training at Hamburger University before you can own a store. And of course, you have to have good credit history, most definitely. Service fee, This is a monthly fee that is based on the store's overall performance. For example, you may be required to pay 5% of the store's overall income to McDonald's. So it's not like you just pay it off, you pay off and you're done. No, it's everything is a monthly subscription, even with McDonald's. So stay there. All right. Rent. McDonald's usually owns the property the store is on. So they'll function as your landlord and will require you to pay rent every month. You think McDonald's easy? And watch this now. You have to have HR software. So if you know anybody that own a McDonald's store, listen, get them to O staff quickly. Get them with O staff because they need a HR software, everyday business and what have you. They need an inventory tracking software or staff again. One place. No, so far this is 2 different places or 2 different web service you'd have to get to do this. Or employee scheduling software, right? So that is 3 different things that O staff take care of right away. So as I said, if you know anybody that own a fast food restaurant, get them with O staff. Because watch this now. If you own a McDonald's, would you need to do any marketing? No. It's a well-established business. You don't need to do any marketing. All right? 2, do you need website? No. McDonald's website is already there with all of the things and all of the frills and the flurries and all of that. Right? Do you need to get traffic? Do you need to get customers coming into your McDonald's? No. Because McDonald's brand is taking care of that already. So you don't need to do all of those things. And that's good. McDonald's take care of that for you with their own brand. So you don't need to do that. And so therefore, of which I always say, income don't equal wealth. And that's what we're getting into. So what is wealth? What is wealth? Most people think of wealth as an abundance of valuable possession or money. That's it. Right? But let us compare the old way with the unpassive way. Okay? Let us compare the old idea of wealth with the established unpassive idea of wealth, especially what Ashmafari has communicated, especially what Dr. T has communicated time and time again in mindset, especially what Queen Jacqueline Warner has communicated time and time again with mindset, especially what Queen Miriam has expressed over and over in mindset, and of course Queen Lerato Shadari has communicated over and over in mindset. Watch this. And so wealth is an abundance of money. That's the old way of thinking of wealth. That's not the way of wealth with unpassive. With unpassive, wealth is your personal experiences of freedom and fulfillment. It's about living a life that lights you up. Hey, mercy. Huh? The unpassive idea of wealth is your personal experiences of freedom and fulfillment. It's about living a life that lights you up. So from once you are living a life, you see, the thing about it is that most persons are not living a life that lights them up. You know, they go to a job that they don't want to go to, doing things that they don't want to do, and collecting a little dribble of money that cannot pay the bills. So the life cannot light you up. There's no way that life can light you up. No way at all. Beautiful. And so, continue with the old idea, making money for money's sake. The more money I have, is the better I'm going to live. It don't work that way either. The Onpassive idea. Making money in service of specific goals. That's it. When you make money in service of specific goal, that's the Onpassive idea of wealth. All right? Whole idea, it's not polite to even talk about money. But watch this now. The Jews talk about money, and you think the Jews them all right? Yes, I think them all right. Really and truly. But anyway, it's essential to talk about money. Yes. But the money in itself is not a big value without the service of specific gold. Value. Obscurity. No clear purpose for accumulating or spending money. And that's why a lot of people that win lotto, the money finish before all 1 year finish, the money finish. Millions of dollars. Because the value is obscurity. No clear purpose for accumulating or spending that money. But with Onpassive, wealth is value clarity. Knowing what you are working towards and why. Knowing what you are working towards and why. The old idea is putting off life until a future state of enough is attained. And a lot of times, there is no such thing as enough when you're just looking at the money. Let us look at the Onpassive way. The Onpassive way is living life now. Dr. T said that. Living life now in balance with the future you want to create. Live your life now. Help people now. Lift up humanity now. That is how we do it. Lift up humanity now. A person is right there. You coming out of the supermarket and that person is right there. No, I don't want to give him no money because I'm going to take it by a cigarette. All right. Well, go to McDonald's or go to a restaurant and buy the lunch and bring it and give them. Right there. But you see, we can't go out our way and do that because our life is so busy. We can't do that. But that is how you look after humanity. No. Jesus Christ himself said, the poor will always be with us. So you're going to wait until Onpassive give you money before you help the poor. And oh my goodness. Anyway, that's another presentation. Avoidance. Avoidance. That is the whole idea. And that is why we avoid people who is down on the luck, as all we might say, who is down there in the gutter, who is homeless, who we just avoid them. Because we don't want to get involved. Because all we consider is that the only way to help them is give them a $10 or $20 or what have you. No. The Onpassive way is intentional actions. Intentional actions. And that is what I was saying first. You have to be intentional in your actions when it comes down to lifting up people, lifting up humanity. You have to be intentional. It cannot be, a whim. You have to be intentional. So when you're purchasing your grocery and, you get 2 bottles of water, be intentional that, yes, one of those bottles of water is to give the man that is right round the corner there, so right on the pizza, and, you sit him down and him look. You have to be intentional. Hard to understand, jargons, and one size fit all. That is the whole idea. The Onpassive idea is accessible language and flexible tools to manage finances. And that's what Dr. John spoke about last week, Thursday, and the week before. And you'll be speaking this Thursday again. Tools to manage finances. Because a lot of persons, they get them pay, and before them get them pay done. Why? Because 2 days or 3 days or at the top of the week, they go and get an advance loan or an advance on them pay. So therefore, they have to pay back that advance. And sometimes it take the whole of them pay. Gone. Finish. So even before they get the pay Friday, the pay done gone already, because them don't take the loan against the pay that they think they're going to get. Not a good way to live. So let us look at the tools on Thursday that Dr. John is going to give us. Old idea again, is old money versus new money. Onpassive way, the Onpassive idea is labels are limited. Write your own narrative. Let us write our own narrative. Onpassive is giving us the tools for us to write our own narrative. The old idea that it's an old boys club. It's only for the echelons. It's only for that set of people, because being wealthy, I can't be wealthy, because, you know, it's just for, you know, those people who born with gold spoon in their mouths. So it's a little club that is formed that I am not a part of. No, wrong. Onpassive idea of wealth is all people are inclusive. Everyone is inclusive. The old way is make money, then give back. No. No. As I said, you can give back even now. You don't have to wait till Onpassive to give back. Do good as you make money. No amount is too small. As I said, you buy a case of water, take out 3, take out half dozen, and give to the man and the woman right there on the street. And of course, looking externally for comparisons. No, look internally for fulfillment. Look internally for fulfillment. Financial advisor is the oracle. A one-way conversation tell you what to do. No, that's not the type of financial advisor you want. You want one that is your thinking partner, an advocate, a two-way relationship, decisions through the lens of your values. That is the type of financial advisor that you want. So start, as Dr. Tunishai said, start looking for that advisor. Maybe go to your bank, speak to that bank manager, see if that man have your interest from now. See if that one have your interest from now, etc. All right? Beautiful. Success is a relative concept. Modern society tend to define success as the accumulating of money, fame, and power. What is success for God? Let's find the answer into this question in Psalms 15. The true success is to become exemplary citizens of the kingdom of heaven. God is giving us advice in the Bible to achieve this success. Sometimes worldly success is incompatible with it. Because most of us just looking for the here and now. And we want to satisfy the here and now. But if we look at Psalm 51, this is just kind of, summing it up. if you look at Psalm 51, it is not just about this life that we are living, but it's about the life that God intended for us when he first created man. Because when he first created man, he created man with the position to live forever. But unfortunately, sin came in, disobedience came in, and shift that ultimate direction that God has on our life. So don't blame God. We are the ones to be blamed for where we are now. Global warming, this, that, all of that is because we have wandered far away from God's ideal. And in God's ideal, it's the best way to be wealthy, not only financially, but in every aspect of our lives. The total wealth is living a healthy lifestyle, which is nutrition, love yourself, exercise, right? Proper nutrition, exercise regularly, drink enough water, get lovely sunshine, and if you can't get lovely sunshine, especially the more north you live, then, you know, vitamin D can be a good substitute. Be temperate in everything. And of course, quality air is very vital, and enough rest. And of course, trusting in God. With that holistic lifestyle, that is the best way, the best and only way that will not only secure your wealth for now, but also for eternity. And so, it is normal to be 42 and look like this lady. It's normal. Kind of normal. It's normal to be 72 and look like this lady. But it's not normal to be 72 and look like this lady, which is Babette Davis. Babette Davis is 72. But because of her lifestyle, which she didn't start from birth, she didn't start this lifestyle from birth that I just talk about. She didn't start it from birth. But yet still, her body corrected itself. And so you and I, that 72-year-old woman in the middle, can correct by the lifestyle that God has intended for us from the beginning. And so that's why I want to thank Queen Lily, because, oh my goodness, when you look at a lovely queen like Queen Lily, you know that, you know, yes, that women like those is some good example of some good lifestyle. You know, and majority of the women on this webinar and this platform, oh my goodness, yes, they tell a lot of lies about the age. You know, some people want us to believe that they are that old and experienced when they look very young. And I wouldn't want to say inexperienced, but they look very young. A lot of these women, you know, Queen Debbie, Queen Benny, Queen Patience, Queen, oh my, Hyacinth, oh my God, the women, Marie, Maya, oh my goodness, the ladies, them just look very, very nice and young on this webinar. Very good. Very nice. And so, Onpassive is giving us the value. Just like if you was to buy a franchise with McDonald's, you're coming into the value of McDonald's. Ash Mufare is building the value of Onpassive. And that is why we didn't start in the basement. That is why we didn't start in the garage or in the backyard or in a college dorm. He has landed us on the tallest building on the planet. The tallest building on the planet. And for a good while, we are going to go in the Guinness Book of World Record for having the highest offices on the planet. What a value. Just like the people in Dubai big up them chests in the Guinness Book of World Record for the tallest building on the planet. I mean, you and I might not think that that is any value, but yes, that is the value that Onpassive has created for us. Sponsoring the World Cup football, well, not sponsoring, one of the sponsors through Bean Sport with the FIFA World Cup Football 2022. With 5.4 billion people viewing. Can you imagine? That is much more than half of the world's population. And we did that before we launched to the public. FIFA World Cup was the 20th of November, and we never launched to the public till the 28th. So we did that before we launched to the public. And it's still before we go commercial. A lot of persons have to launch to the public, go commercial, put them thing on the stock market in order to reach where Onpassive has reached and not gone commercial. What value? What value? Owning the naming rights for 10 years. That used to be Al Safa, and they had it for only 3 years. Al Safa had it for only 3 years. And Onpassive is having this naming rights for 10 years. What value can you ask? What more value can you ask for in a company that is building the value so that what McDonald's took 25 years to build? Let me say that again. What McDonald's is taking 25 years to build, we have built it in less than 5 years. But we didn't start build it from July 2018. You could say just last year we started to build that value, that kind of a value that started in March 2022. One of the sponsors in Best Moments event, which is the only event group in the entire UAE. Anytime you're putting on an event in the UAE, you have to go to Best Moments event. What a heavy value. When you talk about millionaires, how many of us have ever associated with a millionaire? Maybe just a few of us. We have a whole club came on board just recently, the Supercar Majlis. And Onpassive is the major or maybe the only sponsor of Supercar Majlis. What value that Onpassive is creating for us don't even talk about marketing, because we have conquered the entire UAE with how many hundreds of billboards and LED screens, not only on the street, but inside the ice skating ring, inside the mall, inside the everywhere you go in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. You have Onpassive staring you in the face. And so, Onpassivians, global ambassadors, let us recognize that the Onpassive wealth is the growth mindset. That is the Onpassive wealth, the growth mindset. Because without the growth mindset, you will not even think about correcting corruption. Without the Onpassive unique growth mindset, you will not even care about the millions of starving people and children and weeping children that don't have anything to eat, that don't have no food, that don't have no clothes, that don't have anywhere to live, no shoes on them feet, not even clean water to drink. Because without that growth mindset that Ash Mufari is trying to instill to develop the wealth mindset, the wealth that he wants us to have, then we wouldn't think about people who don't have anywhere to sleep. Homeless, mothers, fathers, children, everybody. And so, let us, as a child in the kitchen, involved and engage. Let us thus be involved and engage and be patient. Because remember, this is Ash Mufari's dream, not your dream. Not your dream. So therefore, you can't talk about delay because you don't have any timetable on this thing. You and I don't have a timetable on this thing because this Onpassive is not you and I dream. Ash Mufari has brought us in to live the dream with him. So, let us just be involved, assist in the process as we are patient that when Ash Mufari is ready to commercialize his dream, then that is the time when we should now jump into action, because what has been inputted in our brain cells is to lift up humanity so that we can move forward without delay now. We can move forward and set things in motion. So, enough honor and thanks to our beloved Ash Mufari for his dream that he has made us a part of. Because he could have just in his quiet moment with his family and develop the products just like what others have done before. Jeff Bezos in his garage, you know, Bill Gates in his wherever, etc., etc. He could have done that and then just come out with the products. Oh, nice. Oh, mail, oh, net, oh, yeah, and everybody is in that mode, just like Microsoft, just like Amazon, just like we just see it appear. You and I, as global ambassadors, have given the privileged by Ashmafari to be a part of his journey. So let us understand that the Onpassive way to health is mainly dependent on our growth mindset. Thank you very much. Really appreciate.
Oh my goodness. Wow, Dr. Derek, I'll let you to have a cup of water. Oh, all right, you're already on it. I was just going to say, I'll let you have a cup of water before we go to, before anyone start raising their hands to start hitting it at you. Thank you so much for that presentation. It was what? I would just say outstanding. I don't have adequate words to explain from the beginning to the end everything you said. But what I know for sure is that our CEO has promised us one thing, and the mental is what we're working on with our mindset, and the physical is what you are helping, not just you, a lot of other people, but you specifically helping us go through all this. What you just shared, I never thought of the old and the new, and the old and the Onpassive, or the existing and Onpassive. And just watching you juxtapose them, it's like, wow. And I did not go to any school to pay for that lesson. The friendship that brought us together has given it to us through you. As selfless as you are, we are really, I personally say I'm truly grateful, because every day I have a pack of notes that I take each time you speak. We thank you. I know there's several others who would like to thank you and ask questions, so I'm going to stop ranting and pass it over to Queen Sister Benny and Engineer Bridget to start taking hands so you can help move forward. And I think, yeah, our YouTube viewers are still here. Over to you, Dr. Benny. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. Dr. Derek, you nailed it!
Yes, you can borrow my word today. Yes, he nailed it.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm borrowing, right? Please let me borrow. Then Debbie. Dr. Derek, you nailed it. I mean, you always. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for everything, being an asset to this company. There are a lot of things that people don't really know about you. But if I start saying it, it's going to take us days. But I'll be quiet for now. Thank you so much for the lectures. We appreciate your research, everything. Well, let me proceed with Queen Violet before I come back to you. Brand Ambassador Queen Violet, please unmute yourself and share us your excitement, your thoughts.
Yahoo! I am excited. I actually worked today. So I had some money. I got some money. And on the way home, actually I had to take, well, you know my forte is driving. So I had a customer that I had to drive to the hospital so she could do an operation. And I sat around and waited for her. And on the way out, she paid for the parking, which she gave me three $5 bills. And when we got to the light, the stoplight, there was a gentleman standing on the corner, and he says, "Do you have any spare change?" And I said, "No, I don't carry change on me." Then I remembered the $5 bills. And I said, "Oh, I've got something." So I gave him $5. And I've been told by people that $5 is way too much to give to a street person. And my attitude is, you can't really buy anything with a dime or $1 even. So 5 is the minimum, and or at least that I give. And someone else told me, take a look at what they're wearing, because if they're wearing designer clothes, they're not a street person. So they don't need the money. But I figure if they're out there, I give them the money and I just say, Lord, it's up to you. Whatever you want them to do with it. Sometimes I do ask if it's for drugs. And if it's for drugs, I won't give it to them. But most of the time I'll say, is it for drugs or cigarettes? And they'll say, oh no, I have to feed my family. And so right away, you know that's what they're doing. One time I saw a guy and I actually went to a restaurant and bought a meal. I have been told that some street people will not take food from you because their attitude is that you're giving them poison because you want to get rid of them. And so I have gone to a restaurant and actually came out with the tray and all that stuff that they give you. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth for today. And there was a time when I had 2 credit cards and a house, and my first husband took off, found someone better. And I used to use one credit card to put a minimum payment on the other credit card, and then use that credit card to put a minimum payment on the other credit card. I sometimes paid my mortgage with it. The Lord has been very good to me. I remember a time when I had, I think it was an electrical bill. And I just said, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to pay this one because I just had no money. And the bill, I think, was $32. Mind you, this was in the 70s, in the 1970s. No, $38. And someone, somewhere, I think it came in the mail that I had overpaid somewhere, and they sent me $38. It was like, Lord, thank you very much. And so, yeah, he's good. Yeah, so I also said to a lady today, I had to do some, had to call a company to find out what was wrong with something. And when we finished, I said, God bless you. And she said, God bless you. And I said, you don't want the other guy to bless you. And she says, I said, do you know what that means? And she says, I think so. And I said, good, because there are a lot of people that don't know what that means. The other guy, if you're Muslim or Hindu, you might not know. The other guy is the devil. So you don't want him to bless you, although he can and will. Anyway, I'm rambling. Dr. Derek, you're amazing, as usual. And thank you for being patient with us and explaining things that we can understand. And Dr. Tunishai, that was amazing. And anyway, I think I'll stop. Have a great evening. God bless.
Thank you so much, Queen Violet, for sharing. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. All right. Does anyone have any question? Aren't you guys excited about what Dr. T and Dr. Derek taught us? No question? Do you guys have any question? No comment? Okay. Dr. Derek, there was the picture that you show us about Babette Davis, and where there were 3 pictures. But by looking at the picture of Babette Davis, I noticed that she even, despite the fact that she's 72, she even looked younger than the 42 years old. Gee, I really need to know the type of food she's eating. Despite the fact that she started from the beginning, do you think if I start eating that food now, do you think I will look younger?
It's not just food. It's a lifestyle. And if you notice, there was actually 8 things that I said. Nutrition would be food, basically, right? And that's also one of the 8. So nutrition is the food, right? Exercise, which a lot of people don't do religiously, at least 5-6 times for the week. And you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to go 2 hours and 3 hours at the gym. No. 15-20 minutes, especially planking, skipping, those 2. Don't need to do those elliptical step and you know, all those gym things. No. Anyway, that's another presentation. Water. I am on this webinar for like you know, 3, 4, 5 hours, and I hardly see anybody drink water. And we on the webinar for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. How you do it? I don't know. But anyway, water, right? Sunlight. And the more north you live, is the less the sunlight have any effect, especially on black people, because of the pigment of our skin. So the more north you live, the one supplement that is a must is vitamin D. Vitamin D, right? That one is a must. Then you have temperance. Temperate in all things. So don't do excess and don't do too little. Just the right amount of everything. Then ear. Ear is very important. Don't lock up in the house for the whole day. Even if you work from home, go outside, get that fresh air, or open a window. Most windows have mesh and all of those things. Open, let some fresh air, even though the air might be hot, even though the air coming from outside might be hot, but get that air coming in and circulating, right? Yes, it might run up your AC a little bit more, but hey, the fresh air is better. Rest. People not going to rest. The best hours when the body repairs itself is anywhere between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Those are the best hours for the body to repair itself. Now you might ask me, what happened to people who work at night? No, that's their decision. But whether you work night or day, the body knows when that time comes around. So whether you want to know or not, the body knows, and the body wants to repair itself. So if that time is not given for the body to repair itself, then that is where problems and complications are. And then, of course, trust in God. So those 8 things, which I like to call my 8 free doctors. Now you live that lifestyle, and that is why it's not just about eating or not eating this food. That's one aspect, but it's a whole complete. If you are not let me try to be politically correct. If you are not defecating at least 3 times a day,
Oh my goodness.
something is wrong. That's an indicator right away that something is wrong physically with the mechanism of your body. Something is wrong, right? 3 times a day. I know that some people do 3 times a week, but you know, that's terrible, right? Queen Lily, terrible, terrible. All right, you have to get those free radicals and all of those sitting, those, you know, clogging up, you know. Have to get it out. Have to get it out. If it's not coming out, then you know you're bunging up yourself, right? So it has to be free motion. Free motion. Tra la 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 la. You skip around the ocean. Tra la 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 la. Free motion. Oh, not after party time. Yeah, but yes, you see, all of these things, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Okay, basically.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Do you consider drinking tea like water to be water as well?
No.
Or
tea is tea. Water is water. Water is water. Water or tea. Tea is tea. Yeah, I can drink tea. I drink a little. Well, I recently, because I found out that turmeric, a little turmeric, a little ginger, and a little lemon tea together is good. So since maybe 2 weeks now, yeah, maybe about 2 weeks just before I got to my bed, maybe 5-10 minutes before I have my prayer before I go to my bed. You know, say your prayers before you go to your bed, right? I make me liquor. So maybe it's a lot of times I might flash go around the kitchen or so. So as soon, anytime you see me go again, then, you know, I put on my liquor tea, and then, you know, by the time the meeting finish, I can almost drink it like drink, because it almost come back down to room temperature, and then I will drink it, and then, you know, use the restroom, and then pray and go to my bed, right? So all of this is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Today, for breakfast, I did all the berries: blackberry, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, gooseberry, and I don't use sugar. I don't use sugar. I use dates to sweeten anything I want to sweeten. I use dates. And I put a little pinch of pink Himalayan salt. I put some nuts, because you need protein. So I put all mixed nuts, almond, you know, macadamia nuts, a whole bunch of nuts, pistachio, throw it in there, you know, and put banana, 1 banana in there, because I can't eat banana anyway. It just don't taste right to me. But anyway, banana, I can drink it, I can eat it with if you do banana cake or something like that, but I can't just eat right banana. I don't know why. It just upset me. But anyway, and then about 12:02, I cut up some melon and throw it in a blender and blend it up. No water, no nothing, no sweetener, no nothing. Just blend up the melon, and that is the most refreshing drink 12 o'clock that I ate, that I consume. Nice. And then before I came on the webinar, some mixed vegetable and thing with Irish and sweet potato and plantain and lintel. Lintel peas, lintel, yes, lintel. And lintel, and with some vegetable, raw vegetable. And that was before webinar about 6:30. And that's it. And then everything else is just water. Water. Do my exercise, went outside. Well, I cut the grass yesterday. So I went outside and do a little walking, do a little exercise, etc., etc. So it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's not just this and this, and no, it's a lifestyle. So factor in all of those 8 things in your life, good to go.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know that you made a statement that our body is being repaired from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Which means it means that I have to be in bed by 9 o'clock, right?
It's best. It's recommended, yes. It's recommended. 9:30, 10, it's recommended.
Okay.
It's recommended, yes.
All right. Which means we don't have to.
No after party today.
Well, that is why, I mean, Tuesday and Thursday now, you know, I push it and we might finish 10, 11 o'clock or something like that. Fine.
Okay.
But then if this is every day for the week, then no. So,
Okay.
so Sunday, like Sunday gone, after Dream Team meeting and Dream Team officer meeting and all of that, I went to my bed maybe about 5 minutes to 10.
That's good.
And wake up about 7 o'clock. After 7. Monday I went to my bed fairly early. I went to my bed about 20 to 10 because when I posted the thing, the date was wrong and I had to delete and post again. So right after I posted that second post, which was about maybe about after 10, you know, about 10 past 10 or so. And then I went to my bed.
At 10, 11.
10, yeah, anytime. Well, on a Friday now, on a Friday is 6:37 that I go to my bed on a Friday.
Okay.
You know, where tomorrow now I trying to reach my bed maybe about 9:30, 10 again, and then Thursday a little late, and Friday normally 6:37 try reach my bed, and Saturday night try reach my bed by 10 o'clock. So you know, you're not going to get it 9 o'clock every night, but don't push it and every night you're going to your bed 1 o'clock. Messing up yourself, really.
Dr. Derek, to tell you the truth, I know I've been messing up myself. I don't sleep well, but I think as from today I will start going to bed on time. Thank you so much. I'm learning. I'm really learning. Thank you. I really thank you for this webinar. Thank you. Queen Bridget, do you want to proceed? Can you talk? No, you can't. No, you cannot. Okay, let me proceed. Brand Ambassador, Brother Wilton, please unmute yourself and share us your thought or your comment. Thank you.
Pleasant good night to everyone. Good afternoon. It's good to be here. I'm overwhelmed tonight. Dr. T set the tone. She speaks so much about God. I would love to hear her with a sermon, because she had the gift. I could just tell the way she expressed and she present. However, I am so excited the day I came across Deep Dive webinar. I don't know if you guys remember way back in the days when we used to listen to webinar on Tuesdays. I couldn't get enough. So I went for searching. Just like what Dr. T said, you must always go back and watch videos so you can enhance, you can learn more. And that's how I came upon Dr. Derek. And I'm telling you, this is not a mistake. This was the best thing that could have happened to me personally. Because when I come here, I never leave empty. I never leave like, you know, you're on your own anymore. You feel, you just feel the love. There's so much that you can walk away with here. Tonight's presentation had value. Dr. Derek speak a lot about value. Dr. Derek, I must say thank you, because tonight you were speaking to me directly. I have a huge family. 5 sisters, 5 brothers. And I have a big voice in that family. It doesn't matter what goes on, they consult with me, even though I'm the 6th one. But what really happened, I realized that when you had experienced leadership role, and you can give a lot of input, people will always come to you because they want more. They like what you're suggesting. They like the way you do things. And so I could relate to coming here. I walk away with so much that I cannot stop tell people, join, come on. Every day, deep dive is coming on. I would send out maybe 20, 30 invitations. Just letting people know you have to be here. You cannot miss it because there's so much being given here. You know, I don't want to like let the other guys who are doing webinars feel any way, but I'm wondering how come we don't hear much more about deep dive. If you are missing out here, if you are missing out here, then are we really the true family? That's just my opinion. Because what's happening here cannot go silent. It cannot, guys, get on the webinar and every chance you got, put deep dive in the chat. Let them know the real deal. It's happening here. People needs to come here and really hear how to proceed, how to prepare, how to go forward with what's coming, because what we are hearing here, we cannot take it lightly. We can't be silent anymore. Let's use our fingers. We can't make a phone call. We don't have the direct call to call someone. Put it there. Deep dive need to be on top. No more closed door, guys. Let's go. Let's go. We have to do it. Stop focusing on give me that like for myself. Let's promote deep dive. What's going on here? The bigger crowd need to hear. They need to understand that value is passing by. And that's why we get so many. What's happening? We're being reminded over and over here that if we just take the little we have and multiply the little we have, it can go a long way. But if we keep it to ourselves, it will just become our circle. So my 2 cents tonight to everyone. Let's go for it. Let's boost this thing up. Let somebody know that Dr. Derek is the real deal. Let someone know Dr. T is the real deal. Let someone know deep dive is the real deal. We need to let every platform know that deep dive is not diving down. We're going up. Let's go, guys. We can do it. Let's do not keep silent. I am fired up from what I heard, and I think we all need to stop being silent. Silent is wise sometimes, but sometimes you have to let someone know what makes you go. And I just want to say tonight, I have to say, I am fulfilled, I am satisfied, and I couldn't ask for more. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you, Queen Debbie. Thanks to everyone who make it possible for us to be here, looking forward every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday to come here and learn something so that we can have a better mindset. Which direction are we going? Thank you so much for the time. Thank you for listening. And I want to say, deep dive, you rock.
Yep. Brother Wilton, you know, I wish we can see your face, and I wish our CEO could see your face. I'm serious. I really want to thank you for the comment. We really appreciate your thoughts. I think people don't really know the importance of this amazing, should I say, remarkable webinar. They don't know. If this webinar was, I mean, if you guys were not teaching us correctly, I think our CEO would have shut this thing down. The reason why we are still here is because he knows that something good. A lot of people talk good about this webinar. We have a lot of what? You have Queen Jackie. You have Dr. T. Come on now. Dr. Derek, Dr. Pat, Dr. John, Queen Debbie, Queen Lily, everybody, Engineer Kamsi, everybody, Queen Julie. People don't really know the importance. A lot of people feel comfortable when they attend this webinar. To tell the truth, why do you guys think I'm here? At least people like Dr. Derek doesn't brag and think that he's all and all. He doesn't. That is why I am here. Brother Wilton, thank you so much. Next time I would like to see your face. So
what happened, I'm always driving. So I just pull over. Sometime I'm driving, so I just kind of like pull over to give my input and get back on it. Okay. So that's why I never sit in front of the camera, but I'm gonna make it one of these days, you know, turn on my camera and let someone see this handsome face.
We know how you look like. We do know how you look like. Well, Dr. Members and for our YouTube viewers. You done now, Brother Wilton?
Are you done, Brother Wilton? Oh, we have one more, Queen Debbie. We have Queen Netoya. Please unmute yourself, Queen Netoya, and share us your comment.
Do you know what it means to have a revolution? Good evening, good day, good night, everyone. All you beautiful ladies, I am super excited. It's always refreshing to be here on Deep Dive. Always awesome nuggets, always a book filled with notes to live with, practical real life principles, nuggets, teachings, helping us to have the right mindset that we need stepping into Onpassive money, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. And I endorse everything that King said a while ago before me. And Dr. Derek, I just want to say, keep up the good job. Keep up the good work. It's not for payment. It is not. And I want you to keep it up. Ladies, keep it up. Keep coming out. Team, everyone, all the love, all the support. Let's continue to make it deep dive. Let us take these nuggets and put it into practice, apply to our lives. Let us continue to do that and do our part in uplifting humanity. If we can get our mindset right, we can do the right thing, right? We'll be able to do what? Impact somebody else's life, even one person at a time. And I'm sure Mr. Ash will be proud of us. And I am super excited. In it to win it. Big up on a nice queen self.
We all love you, Queen. Deep Dive, we love you. And I am going to hand it over now to our one and only
You name it, Queen Debbie.
Dr. B, go ahead and close for our YouTube viewers, please.
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. First